There's been a little bit of confusion around the state of Jess and Josh's relationship lately. In October, a good friend of Josh's told me that they sort of were going through what he described as a commuter relationship, with Josh based in Ballely North and Jess 2 hours away in Yunta with her children. A neighbour came forward and spoke to me and insisted that actually Josh and Jess lived in Adelaide and not in Ballely North or Yunta, though they were known to visit there really frequently. This neighbour said that, the couple lived together with their kids, and that just weeks before Gus vanished, he'd actually seen Gus on his way to the local park with his parents.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't hear. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
About 20 years ago, things took a turn for the better for Gus's grandparents. About 20 years ago, Josie, formerly Robert Murray, inherited Shannon's father's sheep station, and I guess all that came with it: the sheep, the homestead, the property, the responsibility. According to the Daily Mail, when Vincent Pfeiffer died in 2004, Josie and Shannon Murray took over the farm. Locals said that before inheriting Oak Park Station from wife Shannon's family, Josie was a builder. He would do bits of everything like tiling, bricklaying and roofing. Does it sound like Josie was very successful or very wealthy? It does sound like it was a bit of a windfall, doesn't it, for Josie? And that is also sort of what Josh, a former musician, seems to do for a living now. A little bits of everything, kind of construction work, right? But Josie's bricklaying background are certainly on full display in aerial shots of the homestead, which makes it very likely the construction on the property around the homestead was Josie's doing and Josie's responsibility. We can also see how Shannon is dependent on Josie in the sense that if she loses Josie, she likely loses the farm and her home as well. So she's kind of bound to her partner in that sense. It also appears the home Josh and Jess have stayed in Adelaide belonged to Shannon. So again, if they lose Shannon's support, they lose their home. Not easy to do when you have a 1-year-old to look after. The Daily Mail also reveals more in terms of Jess's backstory. While at school, Jess Murray was a member of the Year 8 and 9 touch football side in 2000 and 2001. There's also a photo of her. Yearbook pictures showed she had the same blonde curls as her son Gus. On a page dedicated to Year 9 students in 2001, Jess Murray posed on the edge of a group of four other students with a thought bubble graphic attributed to her which read, "Look, can you hurry up and take the photo before my face breaks the lens?" Now one wonders who put that there. Then in Year 8, Jess wrote that she enjoyed dance workshops and was pictured on school excursions and in a home economics class. In 2002, in the Year 10 class photo, she was listed as absent. Now, remember 2004 is when Gus's great-grandfather died. Now, I wonder whether this period coincided with financial insecurity and kind of instability as a lot of things are shifting in terms of the family structure and the family dynamic, including the finances. Was there financial insecurity while Vincent Pfeiffer's estate was being wound up? If so, you can imagine someone wouldn't want to go through that sort of uncertainty again. Back to the Daily Mail. In the 2003 and 2004 editions of Jess's yearbooks, when she would have been in years 11 and 12, there's no mention of her. So it's believed that Jess Murray, who was described as very clever, may have completed her high school education early. I wonder if she was homeschooled and then went on to university in Adelaide. And possibly this was paid for through her inheritance. And one does wonder who controlled the finances in that family. Did Shannon have to ask Josie for access to her father's money? Or was she self-sufficient? And then we also get a very interesting look at the dynamic between the elderly couple and the younger couple, Josh and Jess. Ms. Murray re-emerged in 2019 when she was pictured alongside Josh Lamont, Gus's father, at the South Australian Music Awards. He was the frontman of a country group, the Cut Snakes, who were popular on the South Australia pub and rodeo circuit and won the People's Choice Country Awards. Images from the event showed Jessica dressed in black and with at least 8 piercings in one ear, smiling shyly at his side. There seems to have been kind of a happy time in Jess's life, doesn't it? But locals claim that Jess's parents didn't believe that Josh, who had worked on their property, was a suitable match for her. So it seems that Josh essentially was in a way employed by Josie, doesn't it? And Shannon. And maybe that's how they met. The Murrays are an interesting match themselves, but one has to ask whether they weren't right after all about Josh being right for Jess. Either way, believing someone isn't right for someone else when they already have children together puts additional and one might say unnecessary stress on the already difficult job of raising children. Now, the interesting thing is, even though the couple had kids, they weren't married, and if the plan was to push Josh away, well, it seems to have worked. According to the Daily Mail, Gus Lamont's parents split up just months before the toddler vanished from his grandparents' outback sheep station. That's according to a family friend. It can now be revealed that the couple had separated before Gus vanished, with Ms. Murray and her newborn son Ronnie living with her parents, Shannon and Josie Murray, on the remote station. And this raises the pertinent question. If Josh had been on the property that fateful Saturday in September, would something still have happened to Gus? Because it seems like the family were short-staffed when it came to looking after the kids and the sheep that weekend. And consider this, if Josh had gone out with Josie to tend the sheep and Jess had remained behind to help Shannon with Ronnie and Gus, would events still have unfolded as they did? Would Gus not still be with us today, safe and sound? According to the Daily Mail, Josh had moved into a ramshackle farmhouse which he was renovating in Ballali North near Jamestown, 130 kilometers west of the Murray station. A family friend told the Daily Mail their relationship broke down shortly after Ronnie's birth, but before Gus disappeared. Now, this does suggest that when the dad was out of the picture, and perhaps even because of it, there wasn't anyone around to take care of Gus. You've now got an extra little person that someone's got to take care of. And so with Ronnie taking up so much time and attention, well, who is going to take care of Gus? And especially who is going to take care of Gus with Josh out of the picture? According to the Daily Mail, I haven't seen Josh since Gus's disappearance. I don't know where he is now, said a local, but Josh and Jess weren't together when it happened. The friend revealed that the couple had never married, as new details of Gus's mother's own childhood were also revealed for the first time. Now, we also know that Gus's father went to Oak Park Station, that's Josh, 2 days after Gus vanished to help with the search. And that's when there was a bit of a conflagration. A family friend claims that Josh got into a furious row with Josie during the desperate search after previous disputes. Now, I wonder what that row was about. Could it be that Josh blamed Josie for taking Jess with him to tend to the sheep when that was really Josie's job? Did Josh blame Josie for the messy construction work around the homestead? Because doesn't it seem as if Gus's father is angry with Josie, not anybody else? And why is that? Anyway, Gus's devastated mother, Jess, 39, has never spoken or appeared publicly since her son vanished, but locals say she's shocked by the police statement last week. Well, if that's true, it suggests that Jess has somehow been kept in the dark about what really happened. But since Jess is so smart, one wonders whether she has, or if she will, figure out what happened eventually. Anyway, I'm not going to take it further than that. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.